Thank you so much for coming in. Someone said they want to go to Portugal. Hello, King Savage. Welcome in. Thank you for your daily. I am no longer telling people about me moving to. So those who don't do know where I'm, do know me, I do have my Portuguese visa. I did that on myself, all by myself, and I also have my Chinese visa on my side. I have our Chinese visa as well. Um, I highly recommend individuals to always have a primary country, if not also a backup country. I say backup because a lot of times we may do our research, we may do our scouting trips, but when you do a scouting trip, you have to stay there for at least a month or so. Just so you can feel, is this where I want to be, build a routine. I can't really do a month. I'm a mom. So it's important that you do have a primary, you do have a secondary country, because if your for primary country isn't cut out for or doesn't meet your family needs, then you could go. At least you have a backup for a backup country. Okay, so that's why I always ask for the top three. I used to ask for the top five just to help people, try to decipher, have a good night list, take care, honey. So let me go and find her. I saw Aja on here. Let's see if she can join. There she is. So I just shared out the link to her. I think kids lose the socialization if they're not in school. I agree. But believe it or not, I saw on TikTok where a lady here in Texas, she homeschools. So I saw her get in the car to take her kid to another person's house, and this person does homeschool. It's accredited, and she had two other more kids in her house. So I don't think they're going to lack that socialization skill or that piece. So there's different type of homeschooling. It isn't just one-on-one with mom, one-on-one with dad. You don't necessarily have to be the teacher. You can hire someone else. Public school is the closest to real life as it gets. Um, Public school is just honestly, it's like a big daycare, guys. I am Hugo. I am. So you've been following me. I am. But for safety reasons, I choose not to disclose where I'm going. Unfortunately, I've received some threats, and I don't want to put my small family in a position to try to defend itself, etc. So, like I tell people, my best friend's on here. He knows that I'm licensed to carry, and I can handle myself. So if they want to come and mess with me and my family, again, I don't want to be put in that position, obviously. But if I have to defend my family, I will. But to avoid that, I'm not putting out there where I'm going. Okay. So I just want people to respect that. CW says real life is very variable and a lot. And yeah, it is. It is CW. So King says my top three are Portugal, Mexico, Spain. You just miss Mexico. We just talked all things Mexico yesterday. All things. And guys, did you know for Mexico you don't need an FBI background check? Amazing. And for Mexico, like some countries, you could stay there up to 6 months visa free. I learned a lot yesterday. Welcome in, welcome in. It's okay, Hugo. I can handle myself. Oh, let me tell you, my best friend Kim, people. I am licensed to carry, and I could defend myself. Again, I just don't want to put myself in that position. Someone says I want to get an EU passport so I can live anywhere in the EU. That's so smart. An EU passport too. Do the countries that I'm looking into. Australia is another one. I wanted a German passport, and then I heard from multiple different sources that Germans are really racist towards Black people. So I'm like, nah, no, not Germany. Germany's out. So Switzerland's a really good option. I would definitely go to Switzerland. Sorry. Sorry for the delay, guys. I should be joining soon. Just a couple minutes behind. Again, there's a time difference. Met a lot of interesting buddies in public school. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Different characters, different walks of life in public school, high schools. If you guys aren't following each other now, please follow the 8 people that's in our live right now. Thank you so much for tapping it out. Switzerland and Germany are neighbors. I know Switzerland is expensive. You know, we had our guest speaker talk about all things Panama, guys, and this man said he's an attorney and he has his own relocation business. This man said that he would not recommend you moving. CW, you were on that panel, right? Where he talked about if you don't have no more than 2,600 a month for a single person, then don't come to Panama. Panama's expensive. Expensive. And then he also, I mean, he was really, really good. He said there are parts of Panama where you'll experience blackouts. You'll experience something called brownouts. He made another video too. He did. I saw that. I reposted it. You know, they don't have freedom of speech. Do I live in Panama? I do not. Me in Texas. It is very conservative. He did say that. I can't speak on anything Panama. If you ask me anything about China, yes. Anything about Portugal, yes, yes, yes. But this is why I have guest speakers come in, guys, who are experts, who eat and breathe these countries to come in and talk and give you not just an overview, but answer any of your questions that you may have. These are people who do this for a living. I'm sorry, guys. This apologies for the tardiness. I am not in Ghana. I'm in Texas right now, but I will be moving out of the country soon. I am so sorry. I saw her earlier in here. I don't. I'm not. I'm no longer disclosing where I will be moving to, just for safety. But let's give you a continent in Europe. Thank you so much for joining, guys. For security reasons. Earlier, in the beginning of my journey, I would tell people, but with some serious threats that I received on TikTok, I thought it would be best to keep that on hush, on a low for now. No worries. I've seen people wanting to move to Thailand, Mexico, Japan. Also, safety first. That's right. That's right. That's right. So with that being said, guys, put in the chat why for yes, no, and for no, obviously. Tell me if you have a passport, a valid passport. CW, you don't have to. I already know you. You're moving to New Zealand. Kimmy, I know you don't have to either. I know you got it. DJ says yes. Look at that. CW. Yep. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. No, don't be shy, guys. The reason why I say this, guys, because oh, there she is. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me know whenever you're ready, okay, my boo? Everything about doing business, yeah. That's awesome. From which country? So, do you guys have a timeline when you guys will be moving? I'm less than what, 4 weeks now?
Baby, bring my glasses.
Hey, boo. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How
How's
are
it
you?
going? I'm well, thank you. I,
Can you
I
hear
was
me
on your
good?
live. I can hear you great. I'm going to put you on a
Okay.
big screen. Just let me know whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'm ready.
You ready, Boo? I love the color.
Thank you.
I was on your live watching. I'm like, I'm so nosy.
No, I'm happy you were
There she
there. Thank you so
is.
much for tuning in.
Hi.
Hello, y'all. How are y'all?
Hello, hello. All right, without further ado, whenever you're ready, or I could just finish what I was just saying.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't let me take over. Like I'm here now, but whatever
Mm.
you were discussing going over.
Yeah. So without further ado, guys, this is our lovely, phenomenal content creator. I always butcher your name, and I know it's just three letters. Is it Ajay? Aja?
IJ. IJ. Just
Ajay.
like the two letters right
Ajay.
next to each other, INJ, IJ.
IJ. Okay, so here's IJ, guys. Take it over.
Well, hi guys. My name is IJ. I am a Audacity coach and Move Abroad coach. Help you guys how to live the life that you guys would genuinely want to live. And it doesn't have to be focused on moving abroad specifically, but that is a part of it if people were interested in it. But I am with my Audacity coaching, I'm focusing more so on just being able to help people recognize what kind of life they want to live and help guide them through that with reframing their mindset, with changing their habits, with making decisions, because decision fatigue is a huge thing. And then also like decentering other people in their lives. That's the only way you can gain audacity to start truly living the life that you want to live. So that's what I do. And I live in Thailand. I moved out here back in October 2025, and it's just been an amazing experience. I live in Chiang Mai specifically, and yeah,
Awesome. So how long have you been living in Thailand?
I've been in Thailand since October.
Mm.
So about 4 months. November, December, January, February. Yeah, about 4 months.
Guys, don't forget to put your questions in the chat. And do you want to just answer some of the questions on the fly, or do you want to hold questions until towards the end
We
to
can
answer some
answer them on the
questions?
fly.
Okay.
I didn't know whether however you want to host. We can
Sure,
answer
of
them on
course,
the
of course.
fly.
So
Mhm.
someone said they'd like to recruit their relocation business to help them get to Thailand. So what would it look like if someone were to give you a call, IJ, and say, "Hey, I want to move to Thailand. I'm tired of this shit." You tell me what the expectation would be, or walk me through that process.
Yeah, definitely. So what that process would look like for me would be pretty much it would determine as far as what their specific needs are. So we would have a conversation. We can have either a one-on-one call, or if you're in my community, you're able to DM me directly. I don't respond. I'm not as quickly and as urgent to responding to DMs through TikTok because it gets overwhelming and everything. But if you're a part of the Audacity Academy, which is a free community, you can click that link. You can click the link in my bio. That's how you're able to get access to it. And we can DM from there. It'll be the starting point for me to have a better understanding as to what your needs are, how soon you're wanting to leave, things of that sort. And then I'll be able to send you the direct links to being able to connect with me one on one. So I have 3 different packages. I have a package where it's a 6 weeks program, and then I have a 12 weeks program, depending on how much time and how long it's going to be, how much they need. And then I have another program, which is an actual relocation program for Thailand specifically. If you're wanting me to travel throughout Southeast Asia, it would cost a little bit more, but I have a package where I'm able to do scouting like within Thailand. I'll travel to a few different cities within. If you're not wanting to do the scouting trip and you just want to move out here, I'll be able to find you residency. I'll be able to check out the local neighborhoods to make sure it's safe and up to par for you, send you videos, things of that sort, be on FaceTime with you during tours, things of that sort for you to have a best idea. And it's just not you like just going based off of like a realtor out here. And you have someone that can commit for you on your behalf. And that's essentially what I would be like, an advocate, making sure everything is up to par, things of that sort, laying eyes for them. So it just depends on what their needs are and what kind of packages. But the best way to be able to connect with me would be directly through my link. Reaching out through the links to be able to schedule something or join the academy to be able to DM me and figure out what's best next steps for you.
That's amazing. So someone said, what made you choose Thailand?
You know, Thailand was just a bucket list for me, like just to travel to for so long. And then, like, the more I was seeing more people moving out here, seeing how affordable it was, the more intrigued I was. And I think I just narrowed down. But just because Thailand was a destination spot for me to go to for so long, it ended up eventually being I want to move there. And then it ended up being that I moved here. So I moved here blindly. I didn't visit first. I had never visited. I'd never seen Thailand. I never even stepped foot in Asia. But my
Mm,
first time doing it was when I actually made the jump and moved out here. So yeah, it's been a beautiful experience, y'all. The one thing
mhm,
I had to reframe was my mindset. That's something that's really important, and that's what I do with my clients as well to help prepare. And one of the ways to reframe my mindset was like, yeah, of course, the fear of, well, what if I don't like it? What if, like, that came up? But that's just like another part of fear. Fear, I look at fear as it's when you experience fear, that's an opportunity to investigate, to see where the fear is coming from, right? So if my fear is, well, what if I don't like it? Okay, I'm not a tree. I'm not stuck there. I move on to the next country or I go back to America. America's still there. You know, I've lived in America my whole life. I know what's to come. I know what's going on out there. You get what I'm saying? So it's just I'm not allowing those things. You definitely have to reframe your mindset to avoid allowing those things to stop you.
mhm. That's awesome. So someone is asking, do you speak a language?
I don't speak the language. I know how to say hello, thank you, and then I learned how to say how are you, but I've forgotten how to say that. But
Mhm.
I'm open to learning little by little. Like if I were to connect with like Thai locals and would learn through that way, I would much more rather learn that way versus the education route of learning. But yeah, I'm just winging it. There's some people that speak English as well, and then also there's Google translators. So
Mm, mhm. So what would you say to someone who says, because a lot of my followers would say, hey, I don't have 30,000 in the bank. I don't have 10,000 in the bank. And they're looking to move to Thailand. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to like, are you looking to move forever? Like you just don't ever want to go back to the US? Because then you can utilize the resources that you can get from the US depending. And then but it's case by case. I didn't go that route, but if you were to not have mommy duty, if you were to not have that income, right? I would say get a job online. Like I know, like it's not the U.S. job market's not the easiest, right?
Hmm.
But what's beautiful about living in Thailand specifically is that Thailand is one of those countries where you don't need that much money to live a good life, right? My
Hmm.
rent, for example, is 500 USD. You get what I'm saying? So if you were to, a lot of people would like be like, I'll be damned if I take a job getting paid 30, 40,000 a year, right? You can
Hmm.
gladly do that living in Thailand and be living the
Comfortably.
life. The only thing is you may have to sacrifice your hours because you would have to work US hours. So if you're working US hours, you would have to work overnight. But it's like, is that worth it for you? It just depends, honestly, if that's something that would be worth it for you personally. So that's a route I would say like you can get you a job that's low paying or maybe like a part-time job where you're not making that much money. That way you still have your time. And then
Mm,
there's also the options of going the route of creating your own business. I give both options because I know not everybody has that entrepreneurship spirit, right? So it's
mhm.
like if you want to continue to have income coming in, you can get a job that's low income and still be considered high income because you're living in Thailand or living in a country where it's a lot more affordable. And so I would definitely do that, or I would go the route of an online business, creating an online business, figuring out your skills. I know a lot of people are like, well, I've never done anything online, or I don't know what skills I have. A lot of people just haven't sat and thought with that. So for me, my clients
Mhm.
that I work with, that's also a part of the process. How are you going to start making money? That's also a part of the process as to the conversations we're having. And so I'm asking detailed questions to pull out of them and figure out what those skill sets are. Those detailed questions I'm asking, they're pulling out, they're having them really think. And then I'm also able to give you ideas directly. So that's why I suggest working with me one-on-one would be the best route, because it's like I can go on live over and over again on TikTok, right? But if I don't know you personally and know what your personal skill sets are, I can't help tailor how you can start making money online.
Right, right. So, what about for those? Because I know a lot of my followers, they're talking about teaching in Thailand. Can you walk
Teaching
us
in
through a little?
Thailand.
Teaching English in
Mhm.
Thailand. How is that? Is that something that you would recommend, or just someone says like this is AI? I don't know
This
what's
is some,
hashback.
huh?
I think there's a robot in here.
Oh, okay. That's something I think that's something I would case by case. It's not something I would suggest, but I think it's a great stepping stone. Say you have savings, right? And teaching English is something you may want to do as well.
Hmm.
That's an option. I would just say, like, keep in mind that a lot of times the locals out here in Thailand specifically, their income is about 500 USD, if that. So, if
Hmm.
you don't want to move from one country struggling to move to the next country struggling, yes, you might get housing, you might get this and that, but make sure you have extra money and extra income in your pocket,
Hmm.
or have a set plan of you coming out here and getting to it to start figuring out a way for you to eventually start making money. But yeah, for me, I didn't look into teaching English. It wasn't something I really didn't want to work anymore, honestly. Like I really just wanted my
Understand.
work, I wanted to be my own business. I didn't want to work for anybody else anymore. So I
Hmm.
honestly have not looked more into it. When I have clients, based off of my clients' needs is the research I'm doing. So I haven't done a lot of research on English teaching because a lot of my clients are a lot older, and
Mm.
that's not something that they're interested in. They're just wanting to retire and live freely, live off of their checks that they're getting from the US and go
Mm.
about it that way. But I haven't had any clients who are interested in teaching English. But if I do, I will start doing the due diligence and start looking into that more so, and getting more insight and more information on that and figuring out different connections and ways. So
Mm.
again, it's tailored by each client, but more so specifically.
Mm. Okay. Do you want to give us an overview about Thailand? Like, what's the culture like? What are some myths, some facts about Thailand?
I would say the culture out here is like beautiful. Like I can't speak for all, and when I say Thailand, I mean Chiang Mai. I'm speaking for Chiang Mai specifically. I can't speak for the entire country of Thailand. I'm still like in the process of like learning and discovering other cities. And like when I came out here with a mission, no distractions,
Mm.
which is why I chose Chiang Mai versus Bangkok. And so I haven't done a lot of exploring. But I will say that as far as the culture, it's very beautiful out here. I really love how like they genuinely believe in karma. Like that's a part of their morals. Being kind human beings is a part of their morals. And I think that's such a beautiful thing to be able to experience. And it's such a nice, trustworthy like country to live in as well. It's like you can of course, there's so many more people coming out here. So there are some apples that are like, try to ruin the bunch. But as far as the Thai locals specifically and like the culture and the people who come out here with the right mindset, they're coming out here to respect how things are ran out here. You get what I'm saying? And so, like, one of the things is karma. They believe in that. They believe in good karma. They believe in bad karma. They believe in just being kind human beings. And so, things is things is such as leaving your phone or leaving your purse, and you don't have to worry about not coming back to your things being gone. You don't have to worry
Mm.
about being taken advantage of. Like,
So that it's
that's
safe.
something. Yeah, it's very
You feel
safe.
safe.
Like as a
Hmm.
black woman, I feel very safe out here. I'm out here with my husband, but even if I wasn't out here with him, I would feel very safe out here. I mean, walking through alleys, walking at night, 7-Eleven runs, like it's no issues. Everybody minds their business. And then also everybody's very welcoming as well. Very welcoming, very kind. We haven't had any issues. Like I remember our first week moving out here. We literally like was just on an adventure times, just turning up and down alleys at night, exploring and viewing, and we ended up at a tattoo shop and got a picture drawn of us and
Oh,
got a picture drawn of us, and it was just an amazing, beautiful experience overall. And they were so welcoming, and when they find out that we live here, we're not just visiting, they get so excited and welcome to Chiang Mai. Like they're very proud of where they come from. And then it's just, if you come out here with the right mindset and you come out here respecting the culture and not trying to be disruptive or coming with entitled antics, I think you'll have an amazing time out here.
amazing. So you touched on safety, you touched on culture. And I mean, it's obvious it's Thailand, but please let's talk about the foods.
Oh, the food. I love the food. Like, speaking of, I'm hungry right now. I'm ready to go eat. But man, the food is delicious. I will say, like, okay, if y'all are coming out here with low income, like you have to really, one thing I want to stress is y'all, the food will be the ones to get y'all to spending. Because you're going to be looking for, oh, I'm in Thailand, but you're going to be looking for some sense of comfort. So you might be looking more at the Western food options, burgers, KFC. That stuff stacks up, y'all. If you eat like a local, the local food is delicious. Just
Mm,
embrace it, enjoy it, try it. One thing I learned from a local was never try, never know. So
okay,
if you
okay.
never try, you'll never know if you like it or not. So I would say, like, come out here with the mindset, I'm going to eat and live like a local. If especially if funds are a lot more tight, then you'll be able to get food and meals, like full meals for $2, $3.
Mm,
Versus if
mm,
you're always focusing and eating at the Western restaurants and eating Western food, you'll be spending $10, $15, and that'll accumulate as well. So I know it sounds small. Oh, just $10, $15 for a meal? Yeah, I'll do that. But that stacks up with time. So, but the food is delicious. I love the food. I'm eating like a Thai local all the time. So I love it there.
mm. Someone says, how long is the typical process to relocate there?
Depends on you. It depends on how
Mm,
quick you're willing to take action, right? I have a client that I was working with, that I started working with in November, and she booked her flight already for March to move out here. So it depends on the process. I'm the type of coach to hold you accountable, help hold your hand as well, give you homework assignments to make sure. So when we come back on the phone, when we come back to connect, I want to make sure that you're working on the things that you need to work on to stay in place. But it depends on you. I didn't start the process. I invested in someone as well to be able to help us with our business and to move abroad as well. And so everything that I've learned from that program is what I'm now focusing and taking on with my clients. But I want to say we made the decision to officially move in April after my retreat. I was like, I want to do it in April. We didn't start actually taking action until like June, but we were gone by October, same year.
mm.
So it just
Okay,
depends
so
on.
it depends on the person, right? With respect to visas, for what are some good visas for a single person? Also, what are some visas or options that are good for a family of four or three that's looking to move to Thailand?
I would say for a family of, depending on the needs, right? Like you have to take into consideration a lot of Americans don't even have $1,000 saved up. So if you don't have $1,000 saved up, some of these visas are just like are not an option for you until you can stack up money and have that money sitting in an account for a couple of months. But one of the go-to visas I would recommend for those who are just now starting off would be the EV, the entry visa, the initial entry visa, which is for 2 months, and then you can get an extension for an additional 30 days, so 90 days, right? You would have to leave to then get another visa, so you can travel to another country that may be next door or something, and then you can get it restarted again. You can only do that, I would say, don't do that more than twice. Don't try to do that more than twice. But there also is a 6 month visa that you can get as well, which is for tourists as well, to be able to tour the country and be here for 6 months. Those are some visas if you don't have a savings. If you do have a savings, these are multiple. These are So
Entries.
we're on multiple entries right now. If you get the visa before you get out here, if you get stamped and do your visa, then it's multiple entries. If you do your visa ahead of time, it's going to be a single entry.
Oh,
But the
wow. I would
multiple, but
imagine
the
it's
one that,
different.
right. But I mean, you can get the multiple entry, but it's going to be a lot more expensive. You don't
Mm.
even have to pay for it. Like that's if you want to pay for your visa and just have that ahead of time, but you don't even have to do that. You can literally come and get stamped upon arrival and you don't have to pay anything. So that's what the difference is. We ended up because I thought we had to have it ahead of time, so I just got the visa ahead of time,
Hmm.
and it ended up being the e-visa since I got it ahead of time. And with the e-visa, it was like I think like 40 something dollars. And then that's for the single entry, and then for the multiple entry, I think it was like 200 and something dollars. But you can come out here and get stamped upon approval. You can get stamped upon arrival, and that will end up being a multiple entry visa. And also, but with the e-visa, the thing is what differentiates it as well is like say you get the e visa beforehand, it's mm, say you get the e visa beforehand, it's you'll be able to transition that visa to like a education visa versus the one upon arrival you can't just transition to an education visa. So it's a little bit more complicated. These are things I learned as I got here. And so, yeah, I just recommend for people to get their visa upon arrival if they're not trying to. That way, they're not paying anything for the visa at all.
Mm. Okay. Someone is asking, what's the amount, and do you need in savings to get a resident visa?
When you say resident visa, like what do you mean? Like there's a DTV visa that you can get for 5 years.
Hmm.
That's Destination Thailand visa, and that visa is that's the visa that you need a savings for. I think it's like, babe, is it like 15,000? Yeah, I think it's 15,000. You have to have it in an account for like 3 months. Why is this
Okay.
TDF sad? Hold on, multiple. Damn, I did that wrong. I canceled my flight and lost my money. Hmm.
And she
I'm
wasn't.
gonna-
I don't think she had the proper knowledge. Uh,
mhm,
and the way you explained it probably dawned on her that she
mhm.
did it the wrong way.
Possibly. But
Mm.
if we connect, I'll be able to better. I don't understand what she lost. I know that she said she was supposed to be here on the 4th of February. Hmm. Maybe we can get more
Yeah.
insight from her if she's still in here. I'm not sure. But
Okay. So we walked through so how familiar are you with the real estate visa? Is there like a golden visa for Thailand for those who are looking to relocate there?
I'm not familiar. I don't
Business.
want to. Yeah, I'm not too familiar on that one. I haven't done research. I've seen a few videos on it.
Hmm.
But I'm not 100% sure. But you have to have substantial amount of savings in order to get that visa, and then also work with a Thai local as well to get that. To get that.
Hmm. Okay. Now, I know you touched a little bit on the cost of living, like the breakdown.
Mhm.
Where you're currently residing, you're paying 500 USD a month. Give us can you give us a little bit more of what affordability looks like in Thailand with respect to maybe healthcare or I mean, I know you don't have children, so maybe if you know a little bit about international schools, what's the cost for those who are parents in our life right now looking to relocate there?
Ironically, I just met a couple and was out for dinner with them last night, and one of them is a teacher, but she's a teacher based off of she's a contract teacher versus actually working for the schools. One thing she did say was she's hoping that these families that are moving out here are doing the proper research on these schools as well because
Mm.
it is like a political situation like within the school, how you're teaching, things of that sort. So it's I wouldn't say that it's hands-on. The schools out here may be the best education, but what I told her was I am definitely heavenly, like clients of mine. I'm suggesting to them um, homeschooling instead.
Okay.
Versus. And so I don't know too much about the school systems, but I just know that it's like a lot of political politics. She's not the first teacher I've met that lives out here. And so that's a thing that I keep coming across. But I would say definitely do research on the schools that you're choosing, as well as and weigh out the option of homeschooling versus that. I've met tons of expats that their kids are homeschooled instead, and it's a lot more convenient. You have more control as to what your kids are learning. You get what I'm saying? You're
Mm-hmm.
ensuring that your kids aren't you are a part of the curriculum
Mm-hmm.
versus out here it might be a lot more difficult to be able to be a part of that,
Mm-hmm.
especially because like the parents are like pouring so much money into the school, so they have a lot more authority. Mhm.
Someone is asking about if you could touch on healthcare system. What's it like
Yes,
there?
that's also something you asked me. Okay, so for the healthcare, I want to give an example. As there was one night, me and my husband both had to go to my husband needed to go to the emergency room, and while we were in the emergency room, I was like, okay, let me also be seen as well, because I had got burned on my leg. And so it ended up my wound was infected. I was so happy I was able to see a doctor. I got treatment, I got medicine, I got everything I needed, got wrapped up. He got seen. The next day we ended up in the emergency room again, but it was for him specifically only. He had a very bad migraine that he could not get over. And so I want to say between those 2 days, no, actually 3 days, because then we had to go back to the hospital, go see a neurologist specifically for him. With all of those visits, plus, so two of those visits were emergency rooms for both of us, and then another visit for him was an emergency room, and then another one was a follow up with the doctor. We paid less than $1,000 out of pocket for all of that plus medicine. And then we also have healthcare insurance, travel insurance, so we were reimbursed for that as well. So
Mm.
just imagine that, like you guys know in the US how expensive it is to be in the ER. You would not be paying, mind you, one of those nights it was two of us. So you would not be paying that little money for an emergency room visit. It would be well in the thousands. And so what I'm saying is we
Mm-hmm.
paid less than $1,000, and we were in one of the most expensive hospitals in Chiang Mai. Most
Mm-hmm.
expensive hospital in Chiang Mai. We didn't know that until we seen a pharmacist. He was like, "Oh, this hospital is too expensive," and we sitting here thinking we didn't hit a lick. And so we like, oh, so we got played. Okay. So I will say that healthcare is very affordable. It was great that they spoke English as well. They were very
Mm-hmm.
attentive. They asked enough questions. It was a great experience overall.
What was the time wait like? Did you have to wait for extended period of time to be seen?
Oh, okay. So the first night, as soon as we got there, my husband was taken to the back. Like they
Wow.
weighed him, they took his vitals, and he was taken to the back. Um, I sat there for like 15 minutes, and then I was like, you know what? I might as well just get seen for my leg. I got this burn that's not looking the best. I might as well just get seen for it now. And I was taken to the back immediately. Like it was no issue. The second night, I want to say you could tell like it's not going to be the same staff. You can tell when there's a rotation in staff. So the second night, they may not have been as urgent, but it was still very thorough. I want to say we probably waited like 20, 30 minutes the second night versus the first night being taken to the back a lot quicker. And it's crazy as well because the first night it was a lot more people there than it was the second night.
Oh, wow. So it is more affordable and you'll be seen. I mean, and that's with treatment, that's with scans, that's with blood work, that's everything.
Medication
A
as
thousand
well
dollars.
there.
Medication. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow, that's guys, $1,000 US. And then you get reimbursed if you have travel insurance or just insurance. That's amazing.
Yeah. I will
Mm-hmm.
say though, if y'all get travel,
Where'd you go? Sorry, guys. It's like,
can you see me?
yes, I can see you.
Okay. What I will
Mm-hmm.
say with the travels insurance, keep your business as your business. You do not have to give them as much details. Where I messed up was telling them that I don't even know why I told them this. I don't know where they asked for it, But I told them I got burned in the sauna, and that they did not want to reimburse me for that. I'm still trying to fight them on that one. So for me, I wasn't being able to be reimbursed, but every time he was seen in the hospital, he was. But they were trying to say like I was doing some extreme things. I'm like, I was in a sauna and I got burned. Like, what's the difference if I spilled hot grits on my leg and would have burned? Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like,
Sure.
regardless, it's a burn. So I don't know. I would
Mm,
be very particular as to the insight in what you're sharing, because these insurances are scams. And
mm,
so y'all need to give as little details as possible. Tell them like if you got us like I don't know, you got to read the fine print to figure out like what they will and will not cover. That was a shocker, but yeah.
hmm.
But regardless, it wasn't as expensive as it would have been in the U.S.
Right. So healthcare is affordable. Living expenses. You want to give us a breakdown, not specifically to you, but what would like groceries cost a single person? Or, and again, I know it may vary because some people eat a lot, others don't. But just an average, like how much it would cost for a person to eat,
It's
like
honestly
buy
more
groceries
expensive to
and.
grocery shop. It's more expensive to go grocery shopping than it is to eating out here. So we do. I eat out. I don't cook anymore. Like the only groceries we buy is fruit, and yeah, we go to markets or we'll be walking past a little Thai local that's selling fruit on the side of the road, and we'll get fruit from there. So
Mm,
I want to say everything. I don't have another phone to be able to like look at a calculator,
mhm.
because I can't think of like what the I have to say in Thai money. So it'll be like 100 baht. But I want to say 500 baht is like $15. So 100 baht is like what? I don't know.
So
But
it's still relatively affordable, more
affordable, yes. It's
than
like
America.
I said, meals are like $2. If you're eating at local spots, you can get meals for $2 per meal for real. Like a dollar a dollar 50 to $2, $2 to $3, depending on how much you're eating. So it is a lot more affordable to eat out a
And
few
it's
times
fresh
a day.
food, not
Yeah.
the GMO and nonsense. It's fresh food, fruits, vegetables, produce.
I
So
will just
someone
say
says, what
like
are some
yeah.
of the culture shocks you've experienced?
Culture shocks I've experienced. For me, it would be, I would say, okay, not having hot water to wash our hands with.
Okay. But you could bathe with hot water.
Yes, they're in their
Okay.
shower. We do have hot water, but not being able to wash my hands with hot water. Not having a dryer is another thing for me. I have to hang everything up outside, so I have to be very particular as to when I wash to make sure it'll be enough time for the sun to dry out my clothes. Um, Having to talk to a freaking phone to locals that don't speak English, that's a culture shock for me, honestly, because I like authentic conversations. Like having to go back and forth on the phone is like, it can be a little frustrating. So I would say that's another shock. But I mean, these are things that are like, not things that, like, it's so good out here. I love being out here so much that I wouldn't allow these things to stop me. I don't want to be
Hmm.
saying these things and that implements fear. Like it just reminds me of like the gratitude. It just reminds me to be grateful of what experiences and things that I've had before in my past and what I have now. It allows me to be more grateful. Like for instance, like the dryer thing. I was like, wow, we were really spoiled in the US to be able to have like dryers. Like even when you move into apartments, you have a dryer. It's not common for you to have to come in with your own dryer, things of that sort. So it's just like little things like that just allows me to share and have more gratitude for life and things of that sort. And like I said, like these wouldn't be things that'll stir me back to going back to the US, or the I don't want things to be things to put fear into y'all, and to being
Hmm.
like, I can only imagine like had like, oh, what am I gonna do without a dryer? Oh no, I can't. Like you get what I'm saying? Like people seem like it's unlivable because we've been so domesticated in the US, but it's not. It's just like it's just you run with it. I would take the sense of peace, the calm nervous system, the I would take all of that over having a dryer or having to wash my hands with cold water. You get what I'm saying? So it's you got to pick and choose your battles. Nowhere is going to be 100% perfect. But what's another culture shock for me? Because I feel like those are like little things. Dryer that I guess like just like being in a much smaller like in Asia, they're a lot smaller. Like we big people out here. We big people out here. And so I think that's a culture shock too. Like just like even when you're eating at local restaurants, we eating on these itty bitty small stools. And so it's just like things like that. Like me, my husband in a queen size bed. Uh it's just like it's things like that, like just like us being like, and also like the apartments are a little bit smaller, like the closet space. We were aware of that, like the closet space. Like I feel like we have a decent amount of space in our apartment. The closet space is cool too because we didn't bring too much clothes and we're not doing a lot of shopping right now and everything. So that's been fine as well. But it's just like trying to, I think another culture shock is like just trying to like live more of a minimalist life, not having to do too much. Another culture shock was coming here, moving here, and like moving into being able to move in an apartment or a house fully furnished. That's a culture shock that I can complain on. So that saves you on money too. Like you will come out here with a fully furnished unit.
Now, I've heard some stories from other content creators who live in Thailand where they talk about the whole rental process. You need to have like, the first, last, and security deposit. And because there's no credit check system in Thailand, you want to talk a little bit about how that went for you? How did you
Yes,
experience it? Did you experience something similar?
it was a
Okay.
really easy process. I did my research. I found my realtor. I connected with them. I was connected with multiple realtors and ended up canceling all of my other showings because I really liked the realtor I had. And
Hmm.
I was just like, show me every property that you have available. And so she drove us around and it was very convenient. We got here on a Monday. We found our apartment on a Thursday. We moved in on a Sunday. They just want the money. They just want
Hmm.
the money. There's no background check. There's no proof of income, consistent income. There's no proof of a job. There's no credit score, none of that. Like that's an American thing. Like no other countries, I don't know about like the whole background checks and stuff, but like for real, the credit check, that's strictly America. Like your credit score don't mean shit in any other country. I'm sorry. Don't mean nothing in any other country you will go to. So that's something to also take consideration. Don't feel like because people will allow any and everything to hold them back and stop them from
Hmm.
taking this leap. Oh, I need to build my credit score. For what? Nobody care about it out here. What you need to build your credit
That's right.
score for?
That's right.
Oh, I need to have a job. Do you have a savings? If you have a savings, you can still live out here, and I'm sure you'll be saving a lot more money moving abroad, trying to find a job versus staying in America trying to find a job. Because that's something I had to realize. I was like, the longer I'm out here, the more my savings is deplenishing and I'm spending money out here on things I don't want to be spending money on versus that money can be contributing to the life I want to build outside of here. So that's why I left in such a fast period. Remember, I told y'all we started taking action in the summertime and we moved in October. Our we even moved up our date. Thank God we moved up our date as well. But we even moved up our date to leave sooner because I was like, my savings is deplenishing being here. And so, yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that, but
I keep hitting that, but and having conversations with different content creators, listening to different content creators. To your point, there's a gentleman, I forget his name. He talked about how he was nearly homeless in the U.S. and took his last piece of I forget the amount that he had, and he moved to
is it the
Thailand.
space
He's
baby?
I think it's a gentleman. I
Yeah.
think he has locks or does he have braids? One of them. And he was talking about how he was homeless and took his last piece, moved to Thailand, and he's living in these high rise luxury apartment. Yeah, he's hanging his clothes outside, but he says I'm only paying XYZ for my apartment, and it was like less than $1,000,
You hear
and
me?
then less than 500 USD. He's like, go here and get my teeth done. He got his teeth done in Thailand because a lot of people in the US go to different countries for medical packages, right? They see all these specialists, they get these surgeries that are more than this, less than half or a fraction of what it will cost them in the US. He
Right.
went on to talk about all of these things. And I'm like, wow. He even talked about transportation, right? How you don't need a car in Thailand.
You don't.
The transportation is
That's not
extremely
inconvenient.
reliable. hmm And I talked to him briefly via DMs, but he wasn't available. But he's recommended you, and that's how I started, coming into your live. Yeah, he did, and I was
Really?
like,
You
oh,
have to
cool.
find out his name and tell me who that was. I'm not sure who you're talking
Well,
about.
I have to go into my DMs, but this was a while ago, because I've had people
Mm.
coming in my live asking me about Thailand, and I don't know anything about Thailand. But he
Mhm.
talks a lot about that, and I was like, damn, I think I want to go to Thailand too. I
Mhm.
mean, he talks so much about it, and he's very authentic. You could tell that, he was very passionate. But now I found out he's moving back to the U.S. So I don't know what transpired, but
Really?
he lived there for a few years. But then he was also
Mhm.
doing the whole border hop or border runs, and
Oh
so a
yeah,
lot of
and that
people
can
that
lead you
comes in.
to yeah.
Go ahead.
Was he banned?
He was not banned. He
Okay.
was not banned, but I don't know if it's for personal reasons as to why he's moving back to the
Yeah,
US.
it
He
could
did
be.
not. There was a video that he made. He's not like he and I had a conversation or anything like that. He said that he's coming back to the US.
Mhm.
But yeah, he was really saddened about it. But he sells Thailand. Let me tell you, he sells Thailand. He gives you a raw breakdown. Like, guys, look how much I pay for this. Look how much I pay for that. Let me go and get my
Yeah,
hair
you don't have
braided.
to send me him. I need to
I
see who that
will.
is.
Yes, yes, yes. And I think you know him. I think you know him. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
my brain is blank right now.
You're drawing a blank. I'm so sorry. But yeah, he gave me like a really good breakdown. He has really good content about, Thailand.
Mhm.
But just talking not just with him but other people and watching content videos about Thailand, it seems like a place to be,
Mhm.
right?
I think it
Especially if
is.
you're single. That's what I'm getting. I don't see a lot of families that create content about living in
I think that Chiang Mai specifically is a great location for families.
Thailand.
Honestly, like the way that they are so kid friendly, like with the events and like even with the different groups and stuff that are out here, like Black in Chiang Mai, I think like once a month they have like a kid event where they're like kids can come eat pizza, play games. You can drop your kid off, or you can stay, hang out with the other parents, and while the kids are enjoying and having fun. In the mall, there's like jumping things, like a huge jumping play,
Indoor
like
playground.
indoor, yes, an indoor playground, like in cafes they have it to where it's kid friendly, like a kid friendly section. Like it's a really, I think families should definitely take advantage of living out here. Like, could you imagine, like, I pay 500 for an apartment. I know someone who was paying 700 for a 3 bedroom house, yard and everything. 700 and something dollars for a 3 bedroom house.
Mm.
Like, this is like really like, I think people with families should be taking more advantage of this. Maybe single people could afford a different country, things like, but you would save so much money living out here with your family versus being in the States with your family. And
Mm.
yeah, I definitely think more families should be coming out here, and even single as well, single couples. Like, I really do think that moving to a country like Thailand or moving to more affordable countries, like, I think that's the American dream, doing that with the American dollar.
So, people in the chat. I know we have 12 people in the chat right now. Please put in your last minute questions. Um, and if you guys are not any layovers. Okay, they're talking about flights.
Okay,
to
so
Thailand?
yes, what I did was I flew from Houston to, I think it was San Francisco. Houston to San Francisco. I had a 4 hour layover there, then San Francisco to Taiwan. I had another 4 hour layover there, and then from Taiwan straight to Thailand.
And your visa be the extent of your visa?
I don't know what you mean by that. It was a 24-hour flight. And it's not like 24
Jesus.
hours not 24 hours in the air. We're counting the 4 hour layovers. I had an 8 hour layover in total. So it
Mm.
was technically like a 18, 16 hour flight instead. But it not consistently, y'all. I
Hmm.
think the longest flight was like 12 hours. You can sleep through the whole thing, pop you something to help you go to sleep and sleep the whole. I didn't sleep at all. I was up the whole flight. I was just so excited to move.
Of course. Yep. Oh gosh. So for the 14 people in the chat, guys, put some more questions in here for Aj. Sorry.
IJ.
Aj. Sorry. So she says the extent of your rental contract is what's her clarifying statement. So the statement is,
I don't
can
mind
your visa
the
be
extent of your.
extent of your rental contract?
No, the visa and rental contracts have nothing to do with each other.
You're asking if her lease is determined by the length of her visa. I think that's
No,
the.
they don't. Okay, so I understand where you may be coming with that. Will they determine our length of our? Will they determine our length of our lease based off of our visa? No, they don't even care about the visa that we have. Like they will turn in our leasing. They will turn, like, they want a picture of our passports to turn into immigration, to let the immigration know that you're living here. But they're not going to be like, oh, you don't have a year visa, so you can't get this year lease. No, they don't do that.
Mhm.
So if that's what you're asking, like, no, they won't stop you. I only had a 2 month visa when we first got here. I still only have that visa. And that's what they just want you to, if you end up not being able to come back to your apartment and you lose your apartment, they'll just get rid of your things. And if you can't get your things in, that'll be it. And they'll move the next tenant and you lose your deposit. But outside of that, like, yeah. But even with, what's also nice is, like, even if we're here, right? And say I don't want to live in Chiang Mai anymore. I want to go live in Bangkok now. I can find somebody to come and take over my lease. And it's not going to be any issue. I'll just have that person take over my lease. They give me the deposit, and then they'll get the deposit once they're ready to leave. So you're not locked into a contract being here as well. That's what I would say I really like as well.
Oh, did you go on a scouting trip before you made the decision to stay?
No,
That's
I
another
never
question.
visited. I never visited. I moved out here blindly. That's my washing machine, y'all, singing.
Washing machine sing, guys. What? What else? I know this was only for 45 minutes. Guys, if you're able to put is everything in the link in your bio in terms of where they can reach out for a consultation,
Yes.
etc.
Yes, I have everything linked in my bio. My someone asked the length of my rental contract. I got a lease for 1 year. Everything is in the link in the bio. I joined your community. Perfect. So you join my community. The first thing I'll be doing is I'll approve you to join my community. Welcome to the Audacity Academy. And I will be sending you a DM for you to be able to connect with me, and we will go from there. But yes, I have the link in my bio to join my community. And then I also have an ebook for those who are interested in moving abroad to Thailand, or just to move abroad at all. It's called The Audacity to Move Abroad. And that's also linked in the bio as well. And it gives all the steps you need, like everything you need to be aware of, how to prepare, things of that sort is all in the ebook as well. So you guys can cop that. And that can be the first step. And then if you have any follow-up questions wanting to work with me one-on-one, we can go from there. But yes, link in the bio to join the community or to grab that ebook is directly in my bio. And the community is free, y'all. It's the best option. It's the best way to be able to connect with me.
Jay, thank you so much for your time, your efforts. I got to send you a gift. It looks like people have been showering you with gifts anyways, a little over 1,000 coins. Thank you, everyone who
Thank
showered her with
y'all.
some gifts. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I could top that a little bit with a little galaxy.
Thank
But
you. I appreciate it.
well, I really appreciate you. Next live, is that for me, King? Well, I don't know if you heard my toddler. He said, "We got to go to bed, Mama." He said, "Mama, we got to go to bed."
I would
Thank you
love to
so
come
so
back. I'll
much.
come back whenever Heaven wants to have me back. I would love to. I really enjoyed this conversation. You did an amazing job with your questions, seriously. I love the authenticity of the conversation and just going on. You guys did an amazing job too in the comments with y'all questions. I love an inquisitive group, y'all. I
Yes,
love inquisitive
yes,
people. So if y'all are interested in moving abroad, y'all join my community. It's supposed to gather and have like-minded individuals to be able to support you and validate you and help you with getting through this and just being able to be around a lot of like-minded individuals. I know for a lot of people, they may not have that support system within their family or their friend group to be able to encourage them to do these things and live the life they want to live. So that's where Audacity Academy comes in, to be able to build that community and be around a bunch of like-minded individuals to help you get to where you want to be. So y'all should definitely join it. And yeah.
yes, yes. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, everyone. You know, a lot of things, a lot of times, because of us, I try to look for people that look like us. Because again, a lot of people that come through my life, it's 50-50, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have people in my DMs are telling me their story, how they're the firstborn, and they're black, and they feel guilty for leaving their family, and and another piece is like, well my husband is here and he doesn't want to move, and or the other one is, well, my parents are buried here, and my loved ones are buried here, and then I mean, my only advice to them is, hey,
I ain't heard
you could
that
always
one.
come and visit. Oh yeah, they're like, my loved ones are buried here. I don't want to live. I don't want to leave them. But she says a lot of people would say, hey, I feel I want to leave, but I can't leave because my loved ones are here. There's times you have other situations where people have baby mama and baby daddy drama. Baby daddy don't want to take, go and get the baby's passport, or there's
Yeah.
just always some type of obstacle.
Yeah.
And I tell people, if you want to DM me, I'm pretty responsive, but I only want to work with people that are serious. I can't
Serious.
convince
Yes.
you. I can't
Right.
convince you. I'm not going to turn purple because I have other things to do. Right? We're grown ups, right? I'm like, but I have to tell you, if you're ready, not because you're trying to, I can't convince you to be ready, but if you're ready, please don't waste my, if you're ready, come to me. We're ready. But if you're
Yes.
not ready, don't waste my time, because you're
Yes.
going to turn your mouth is going to be so dry just by talking too much, trying to convince the person, and then at the end of the day, they don't want to move. Or there's a financial aspect, or there's a fear factor. There's so many variables, and
Yeah.
and so I just tell people, just be mindful of people times and efforts that they're putting into this, right? And
Mhm.
so I tell them, I don't know every country, but I damn sure will do the research and find a content creator that
Right.
have that will
Mm-hmm.
give you the time, and that actually live and breathe this. You know what I mean? That's actually living there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
I
the
think that's
challenges I face a lot.
no, absolutely. And then also, like, I feel like so many people have this fear implemented on them. Oh, I don't need to invest in this, but they want to ask 101 questions that can be found on Google. You're not asked. I think people also ask the wrong questions and focus on the wrong things. And
Mm,
at the same time, are fearful of investing. Y'all, when you invest, you're more prone to taking it seriously. I didn't invest
mm,
this money, so now I'm really going to make sure I do what I need to do to get to where I want to be. So I didn't start seeing changes in my life until I started to invest in myself. Like, look at
right.
it as an investment to yourself. Yes, you may be paying someone else, but you're investing for the benefits of yourself. You have someone to help guide you, someone who's already there, someone who's done it several times or done it before or currently doing it to help guide you, and helps you look at it as this is going to be an opportunity to help me from preventing myself from gaining so many mistakes, because this person may have had these mistakes and they've learned from it and now they can teach me directly. You have this opportunity to be able to ask this person any and every questioning and get that handheld support, but you don't want to do that because you don't want to invest. So when I'm telling y'all, when I started to see the difference in my life last year was when I started to really invest in myself in making different decisions. And so I know money can be tight for some people, but if this is the life that you want to live, sometimes you have to do those things, and you have to make sacrifices. Yeah, you have to make a priority. And another thing I want to tell you guys, if you guys are surrounded by people who are negative, that will try to project their fears onto you, that will try to stop you from living a life that they want to live because they were unable to live that life, or they didn't see that as possible, or oh, they don't want better for you. Move in silence.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with it. You're not selfish for doing that. You're not selfish for choosing yourself. You're not selfish for wanting to live the life that you want to live. You don't have to wait for people to die in order for you to start living. Start living, because we don't know how long we have, y'all. We really don't know how long we have. And for me, I know I will be damned if I'm on a deathbed with regrets.
I know that's right.
I will be damned. So for me, I'm going to live my life with all the audacity, because once you start to live your life for yourself, that's how people try to teach. People start to act like, how dare she? The audacity of her to set boundaries, the audacity of her to choose herself. And so when you start to move like that, like, you know what, I do have the audacity to choose myself. I do have the audacity to have to set boundaries. That's when you start to see your life flourish. That's when you start to see the blessings come alive, because you really do block blessings living life for other people. And I really, really, really do. I want a research to be done. I don't know whether research has been done, but I really do believe that so many people in this world are miserable because they're living their lives for other people.
Preach. I think you're reaching somebody in the room. I think you've reached somebody in the room, right?
I hope I did.
You did, and head on, spot on. And I'm reading my DMs, different experiences, and they look like us. You don't see.
They look like us.
Yeah, they look like us.
It breaks my heart. And I really do feel like America, like, y'all do not, I know it's so much stuff going on in America right now as well. And they're trying to project more fear onto y'all. People come on my live talking about, oh, if you have multiple citizens, if you get another citizenship in another country, you're going to lose your citizenship in America. First of all, how is that possible? And second of all, if that happens, so what? Oh well, because America wasn't making me happy. So oh well. And then not only that, them just people are fearful to travel. What are y'all more fearful of? Are y'all more fearful of losing your life in America, or losing a status to the country? Like, I feel like just the amount of things that's going on in the US, it's a very scary situation. And so I feel like it's more evident that you guys should be taking yourself out of that environment. If it's something that you want, if you don't want to be around it. Some people are cool with it. Some people would rather be comfortable than uncomfortable of the unknown. And so just depending on y'allselves, but I just think that it's the craziest thing to wait on ICE. Like, the fact that Black people are now being stopped by, it's just like the most mind-blowing thing to me. And they're being locked up. And it's just like, the U.S. is already a country that's stolen. So there can't be illegal people on land that's already stolen.
Sure. And to our points, it is sad. It's sad, and that they look like us, because I don't have our white counterparts or Hispanic or Latino counterparts, in my DM saying, "Oh, I don't want to leave my family," or "I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that." They just move in silence. They were like, "Okay, I'm out of here. Becky will leave in a heartbeat. I'm gonna go study abroad." Cassie, yeah, I'm going to study abroad,
Yes. And a lot of people don't even know how to get a passport. A lot of our people don't even know how to get a passport. They don't even know. And that was another mind-blowing thing. That was a culture shock, because I've had my passport since I was a little girl. I'm on my third passport now. So just knowing that people don't even know, like, and that's the thing, those things are hidden from our community. Those things are like, those resources are not taught to us. We are unaware of it. And then also, that we have so many of us, the reason why I feel like there's so many black people in your DM saying that they want to wait on this or this and that. They're wait. It's ingrained in us. Family first. Family over everything. If this family member is going, how dare you start wanting to better for yourself when this family member is going through? What that family member is going through in their life don't got nothing to do with my life.
Right. That's right.
Nothing
That's
to do.
right.
I am so sorry that you are sick and ill, but that is not going to stop me from living my life and traveling and experiencing this and that. Or I'm so sorry that you're older in age and you now need more caregiving, but I'm not going to stop my life to. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
you pick and choose your battles, but it should be a supportive effort. Everything should not just be on one person, and that's something I come across all the time. Is like, I am the provider for my family, or I am spreading myself thin for this and that. Like, it's the most mind-boggling thing. So, like I said, y'all, we got to start choosing ourselves. We got to start choosing ourselves and the things that we want to. Otherwise, we're gonna be living in this world miserable. And y'all know what they say: misery want company. And the people that's trying to keep you miserable, they trying to keep you as their company. They want to hold on to you. They want to be able to have that direct access to you. It's just all a form of manipulation. We got to start seeing through it for real.
Sure. And that's including our parents, our loved ones, whomever, our
Yeah.
kids, everyone come through my life. Well, my kids have 2 more years left in college. Okay, they can come see you,
They come
or
through, or
my
you visit after
grandbabies. I'm not going to see
college.
my grandbabies. Well, your grandbabies could hop on a plane. You could save for them and send the plane ticket or whatever the case is. And so that's why when I started my journey and moving to the country that I'm in now, I mean, my best friend didn't know about it until much later. Not to say that she's the type of person to try to project her fears onto me. And my favorite cousin, she didn't know until we went to Portugal, for our
Mhm.
scouting trip. So it's, and some people are like, well, why are you moving again? You just left Boston and moved to Texas, and now you're leaving Texas to go here.
Because
And
I
I'm like,
want to.
yeah, that
Because I want to,
part,
period.
that part, okay, and in a plethora of reasons, right? We all have it all circled back to why, and my why was for my freedom, my wellness and my safety. I day by ever since this man took office, whether it's his first or even his second term now, I just started to see the minute he attacked DEI, our civil rights, I knew for sure.
The
I knew for
DEI.
sure. hmm
The
DEI, our civil
DEI.
rights, and then our woman autonomy, like, we're not going to have the rights and we don't have access to healthcare or certain resources. I'm like, this is a third world country, slowly but surely, so I'm going to
Been not
leave.
even
Like,
slowly but surely. It's been a third world
it's
country,
been a
baby.
third world
It's been
country.
a third world country.
Oh
Because
my
the whole Make
gosh.
America Great Again, when was it great for real?
That part as
When
well.
was it great?
Sure.
It's
Yep.
always been a third world country, honestly. And it's just like they try to ingrain in us. My name is IJ, by the way. I saw someone ask what my name was. My name is IJ. Um, there has been so many incidents where they are trying to ingrain in us to thinking all these other countries are third world country, but the country we've been living in our entire lives is really the third world country. The
That's right.
fact that homelessness rates are so high, even for freaking veterans, for
Yes.
veterans,
People who fought for our
for
freedom. Absolutely.
veterans.
Yes.
If the people that went to war in the Civil War out here homeless, why the hell would they give anything? Why would they truly care about us?
Sure.
Why
Sure.
would they don't care about human rights in our
Go to
country?
bed.
And that is what makes us a third world country as well, is the lack of care for human rights.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
so
No, I
yeah,
agree.
so
Always
thank
been
you
a
so
mess, they
much for
say.
being on, Miss TDF. She said she was going to sleep.
Yes. But if you guys are not following IJ, please do follow her. She has all of her information, guys. We won't keep her anymore. She got a husband to take care of, okay, y'all? And she got a business to run. I'm joking. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for coming and talking to my community.
Absolutely. Thanks for having
You
me.
know, and if you have any more content, I'll definitely, repost, I'll share, comment, and all that jazz so that I can push your content out more and see
Thank
if we can get
you.
some people to have the audacity to move, right? And to build that, to join that community. Absolutely.
Yes.
So if guys, if you have any questions, please follow them through me and then I can forward it to her, or do you want them to direct message you? Probably has a call coming in.
Okay. Yes, the best way to get in contact with me if y'all have any questions at all, just click the link in my bio. Make sure y'all follow, and then also join my community. The community is free, the Audacity Academy. As soon as you join the community, I will be DMing you guys to connect with you guys, and that's the best way for you guys to connect with me. And I'll send direct links through there as well to work together. But if y'all reach out to Heaven, if you know anyone needing someone to help them move to Thailand or needing someone to help them during the process of the scouting, they don't feel like doing the scouting trip, or it doesn't financially make sense for them, or it just don't make sense, it's not something they care to do, and they just want to pay someone else to do it for them, you can send them my way as well.
Okay, will do. Well, thank you so much. You have a wonderful day,
Thank
afternoon.
you
What
so
is it?
much.
Morning? I don't
It's
know.
afternoon now.
Afternoon. Okay, it's night, almost midnight. Well, 11:13 my time. But thank
Mhm.
you so much, and send my regards to the
Absolutely.
husband, please.
I will. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Y'all have an amazing day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, honey. Oh man, guys, that was amazing. That was a wonderful presentation, guys. Again, you know where to reach her. I can't speak highly of this girl. She enough. She is amazing. She's authentic. She knows her stuff. I get that there's some things that are a little bit limited, but this is more reason for you to do your own research on the country that you're interested in. Today was all things Thailand. On Monday, we do have our guest speaker, Blake Abroad. He lives in China. He looks like us. He teaches English at a university level, and he's going to touch on everything you could think of China related at 11 Central. I will not have a little person, my personal assistant here. So it would just be me, you, and Blake. So I am looking to bring someone on to talk more about New Zealand, Italy, and Japan. I'm just waiting for the confirmations. But guys, this was a really good conversation to have. And so, if for those who were in the dark, hopefully you are no longer in the dark about moving to Thailand. But there will be more guest speakers to come, guys. But if you do have any questions surrounding China, I'm a good source. If you have questions about Portugal, I'm a good source as well, as I did my own visa for Portugal. But I am actually going to get going, guys. Thank you so much for joining the live. This was very, very interactive, very productive. It looks like I have a few comments coming in. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for tapping it out. Thank you all for your questions. Mrs. Spicy, welcome in. You just missed Miss Thailand. When is the next live? Mexico. Mexico was yesterday afternoon. She spoke all things Mexico yesterday afternoon, and then yesterday morning was South Korea. I could see if I could bring somebody else again from Mexico, and this is why I tried to. I've been promoting IJ to come since last week, and so I try to sparse them out, so that my content is pushed out more, so you all could see it. But now that you all have me, if you want to tell everybody, hey, put your bell on or your notification for Heaven, then you can. That way you can look at my profile and then see what country is next. Right now, the only country that's going to present is China on Monday. South Korea has already been presented, Singapore, England, Ireland has been presented already, Thailand, Mexico, Panama. Panama was a really good one. So if you all want Mexico again, I could try to find another content creator to talk a little bit more about things Mexico. But guys, I also want to point out these people are not asking me for money. They not once did they say, "Oh, I'm going to charge you." I did had few content creators that said, I'm going to charge you $200 to come and, talk 45 minutes about all things, whatever, and I'm like, I'm willing to pay, obviously, because I want to help everyone. But then you have individuals like IJ and everyone who's presented thus far who wants the visibility and don't care about money and just say, guys, I want to help you move. Let's talk about it. And I like working with people like that for sure. So any questions? Thank you so much, guys, for the follow. Thank you so much for showering her with gifts. Nearly 2,000 coins. My goodness. You miss Mexico. You did. Yes, yeah. Yesterday was all things Mexico. Does Portugal still have a 5 year then to get the citizenship? I know as of right now, yes, until further notice. I know there's been discussions about changing that from 5 years to 10 years to obtain citizenship in Portugal. All right, guys, without further ado, my little man is a content sleeper. I need to go to bed. This week has been so helpful with info. Oh man. Oh my gosh, I didn't see you. What did you keep in here, Dr. 22? Yes, you can. You can like it. You can like her piece. You can. You're very welcome. I hope this was very helpful information for everyone. Ms. V. So speaking of Mexico, for those who are in here, Ms. V was our guest speaker yesterday. Here she is. Here she is right here, guys. This is Ms. V right here. I'm going to pin her. She was our guest speaker yesterday. She talked all things Mexico. So if you have any questions, I believe she has an ebook or some things in her bio. I'm so sorry, Ms. V. I'm butchering it. But if you visit her, she is the individual that was my guest speaker from Mexico. If you visit her profile, you follow her. She has things in her bio that you can read, and I believe it's free to download. Ms. V, if you're able to come in briefly, we have a few members here that wants information about Mexico. Are you able to come up and talk and just walk them through what you have in terms of links in your bio? Or do you just, okay, guys, just go to her link, just go to her bio, follow her, go to her bio, see what information that is linked in her tree, and you go from there. And if you have questions, please send her a DM. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm actually going to get going. Okay, you'll follow her. Thank you so much. Ms. V is talk about a wealth of knowledge. This lady will get you going, guys. Baby's asleep. You're very welcome, guys. All right, guys. Any last questions before I leave? I know, baby. Mommy's coming. You just followed Ms. V. Thank you so much, King Savage. Have a good night. You're very welcome. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.